Hey everyone, today I will be bringing you along in my drawing process from beginning to end. Welcome to my world! Before I start drawing, I like to take a look through either Instagram or Pinterest. I will save multiple pictures that I really like, and then I will get really hyped up of seeing all the pretty drawings. Now let's open up our drawing program, and these are my canvas settings. It's usually 4000 by 4000 pixels on 300 dpi. I have the pictures that I like on my screen, and I have the sketch already finished. If you want tips on sketching, then you can watch my video about drawing a stylized face. I go a little bit more into detail there, so yeah. So I personally don't like to draw line art after my sketch. I just immediately jump into coloring under my sketch layer. You can do whatever you want. If you prefer to do that, then it's totally fine. If your sketch is super messy, then I would recommend to first go in a bit more details, because if you don't at the sketching phase, then you'll have a lot of trouble when you're rendering the picture, and you'll see that you'll have to do a lot of stuff over and over again. So it's best to just do it in the sketching phase. I'm color picking from Viper's artwork because I like doing that. I want those exact colors. It's also my first time drawing Viper, so I don't feel comfortable yet doing weird creative stuff. So I'm just color picking. You can do that too. If you want to be more creative, you can also do that. I will add later on an overlay layer, and I will just paint in some blue and yellow and just give it more of a vibe. But I do that at the end. You don't have to do it at the end. You can also do it while you're rendering, and then you can take those colors in with rendering, because a thing that happened with my drawing is that I lost kind of a little bit of details because I put that over it. So if you do it while you're also rendering, then you can still paint with those colors. Another thing you can do is for example, if you want the whole picture to be red, you can just put a layer over it, paint it red, and then look through all the options like overlay, multiply, see if you like something, and then go from there, start adding more light and maybe a pinkish shade and stuff like that. So that's also how you get a more creative and interesting picture. At the beginning of painting, I like to keep everything rough, and I am using a square brush that doesn't have 100% opacity. I try and blend a little bit on this stage, and then later on I will just go over it and I will make stuff more sharp where it's needed. The way I blend is by putting a color over the other color, and then in the middle part I start color picking. You can do this by holding down the Alt button, and then I will just start painting and color picking, painting, color picking, painting, color picking, and that's how you blend. Depending on the brush that you use, it will also give a different outcome. You can do this with either a square brush, or if you want something more soft, then you can use a soft round brush. As you can see, this will just give a really different effect. You'll also see me sometimes flipping the canvas. This is very important. Your brain will get used to the picture if you're just looking at it constantly, so you have to flip it so your brain gets just a fresh look at it, and you'll see mistakes. And don't be scared when you see mistakes, because you can easily fix this. And it's better to more often flip it and notice it instead of just waiting until the end, which I used to do at some point in my drawing career. I would just wait because I was scared to flip it because I knew there would be flaws in it. So I would just wait, and then I flip it, and then I would be like, it's crooked. So yeah, I would recommend flipping more often and earlier on, which I really try to do, and you'll see it that I try flipping it. If you have made a mistake, don't be scared. You can easily fix it. You can either do that by just drawing over it again, just redrawing it. Sometimes that's the right choice. But otherwise, if it's kind of an easy fix, you just want an eye a bit more up or wider or whatever, you can open the liquify tool. With the liquify tool, you can easily move stuff around if it's not too far away, and there's also sliders, which makes everything so much easier. Let's quickly go over what I use. I use a Cintiq 24-inch Pro with the Ergo stand. I really like it. I also used the iPad with Procreate before, but it gave me kind of neck pain, so I prefer using this one. Also, I really like the big screen, and I like Photoshop. You can definitely draw this on the iPad too. It doesn't really matter. I think Procreate has the same stuff that we have in Photoshop, like the liquify tool. It just might have a different name, and it might be in a different place. ways, but nothing you cannot Google. So everything we're doing right now on the Cintiq with Photoshop is also possible on the iPad with Procreate. Are you enjoying this video? Then please consider subscribing. It would mean everything to me. I am drawing all over the place, as you can see. I don't like sticking to one place for too long because I'll just get bored. So I just keep switching around between places. Like sometimes I'm drawing on the head, then I'm switching to a piece of the arm, and then I go back to the head, and then I just do clothing. I just do whatever I want to do at that moment. Lots of artists don't do this, and you probably shouldn't do what I do with that. Especially if you're a beginner, it's better to just make everything equal. It's just better to get the whole drawing to like one level instead of, for example, finishing the eye and then finishing everything one by one. You probably shouldn't do that when you're a beginner. But on the other hand, if that's what you like, just do it, because I did that and I also got here in the end. So I mean, you just gotta do what feels right to you. By the way, I literally never play Viper. I mostly play Killjoy. I had to draw Viper because she looks so cool. And it's kind of funny because I also like drawing Killjoy and like quite the opposite, like in gameplay and also in like the way they look. I had a lot of fun. I really like it. I think I did a great job in the end. If you like Valorant and you want to hang out with me sometimes while I play Valorant, then you can come watch my stream sometimes.
Ova, you listen to the weirdest music. Lots of
I don't only play Valorant, I play lots of stuff. You're very welcome and I would love to see you there. So the way that I'm drawing is definitely not the only way or the right way to draw. There are many different ways to get to the same end product. You just gotta try different things and see what you like. You'll eventually also get your own art style that way. I used to watch a lot of tutorials and speed paints on YouTube, and I would like pick out different things that I liked that the artist did, and I would apply them to my own art. And that's how I learned. A few years ago, it would like take me days to draw something like this, and now it only takes me like 2 hours or 3. You can get there too. Some people just learn quicker than others, so don't beat yourself up. I took quite a while, so it doesn't matter. You'll get there eventually, and I hope I'm helping you with my video. If you need a little bit more help, you can also message me on Discord and I'll try helping you with your art. I specifically try to do like a mix of the Valorant art style and a little bit of my own. The way to get the Valorant art style is to keep like a lot of stuff sharp. So what I do, I sometimes switch to a hard round brush if I need like something super sharp and a rough edge, but you can also just do it with the other brush that I was using. You just do it in a different way. It also just depends on what looks good at that moment, if you want to use like an opacity brush or a full one. If you want to achieve the Valorant art style look, if you want to learn that, then I encourage you to just trace over some real Valorant art so you can focus on the coloring and then just copy it, copy the picture. I actually did this at school. I went to art school and we did this with the GTA artworks, and eventually you'll get the hang of it, you'll get the feel of it, and you'll be comfortable enough to just draw that on your own. I have drawn in the Valorant art style a few times now, and I can tell it's getting easier for me too, compared to like the first time that I drew Killjoy. I can tell it's just getting easier. I can be more creative with it. So yeah, just keep going at it, just keep practicing. I'm just rendering everything, and then eventually when I'm done with that, I'll just go over it with the color dodge tool. You can also play around with hues and saturation and stuff like that. Usually it looks really good to put the saturation up a bit. Just play around a bit with all the effects and stuff that is in Photoshop, and then we are done. If you like this video, then please like, leave a comment and subscribe, and check out my other videos. Maybe you'll like that too. You can also check me out on my other social media. I'll link them down below. If you like gaming too, you know, like Valorant or whatever else, I also stream. Link down below. You can come say hi to me and my friends. Why did the chicken cross the road? The chicken crossed the road to get to the idiot. Knock knock. And now you're gonna say who's there? The chicken. If you have suggestions about what I should draw next, then you can also send me a message on Discord, link down below. So have fun with drawing, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!